Hey, how you doing? My name is Willz, and this is the Get Lifted Debate Show. I'm here with Jew and the legend himself, Lewis, of Get Lifted. And today we're discussing, we're having a debate on Frank Ocean's sophomore album. I believe it's called Blonde. Well, he's got 2 albums out, and Endless. This is our first reaction. I've listened to it last night, to both albums, and yeah, I've got a lot to say about it.
I want to preface this by saying I'm really annoyed with Apple bloody music. I'm not subscribing to no Apple Music for just one Frank Ocean album. No. I love Frank Ocean, but I hate when they like goad you into like doing that. Like Beyonce almost tried that with Lemonade, but at least she released it on iTunes. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. Good girl.
So yeah, what's Drew? I want to start with you. What's your first reaction? Have you listened to the albums, both albums?
I did listen to both albums. Right. I don't know. I think it's quite early to say because you have to digest everything. And hearing like the meaning behind certain tracks, it's a bit. I can't really say. But my first reactions when I did like certain tracks, but I thought I'll have a better reaction from his project than what I did. But I feel like because he took so long to release it. And it's been so like had a lengthy hiatus from the music scene. I think everyone had a big like standards to how it was gonna be. But I still think he can't deny his lyrical ability. He's still a great artist. But mine aren't that great. But I think they can change. But I only like a few tracks.
Did you have a great reaction to Channel Orange?
Yes, I love. I still play it now. Like I listen to that religiously. I love that album. So not nearly every track on the album. I love that.
These 2 albums didn't hit you like Channel Orange, basically.
No, not the same way. But I feel like when you listen to an album, your first reaction might be different. Like certain to like Work or Auntie, I don't really like or get what she was doing. But after you listen to it, you kind of then fall in love with each track and find the meaning behind it. But I think my first reaction wasn't great, but. So I think it can change, you know, no fans come at me, but it wasn't great for me.
I just think it's definitely an album you need to listen to more than once because it's a lot of information just dumped at you. I think all great music with new sounds and new palettes take time for you to digest in the ear. I don't know, it's a great album. It's a great piece of work, and it's a vibe. It feels very improvisational, very honest. It's like he's just put out his work. I don't care. This is me. He's been very raw with this. He's all his collaborations. He's using their vocals or whatever they do texturally rather than this is a collab with Beyonce. She's gonna like bring some massive fire to the track. She brings a fire, but in a textual, subtle way. There's definitely some songs that pop out for me, but I didn't get it the first time totally. But the second time I was like, yes.
For me, I've listened to both albums last night. Endless, I had that playing, half asleep. And for Blonde, I listened to that in its entirety. And I was completely awake. And for both albums, there's a lot of gems in there, that I've heard that I'm really enjoying. I'm just looking forward to really taking my time with the album. I know in a month's time, my opinions will change. But so far, tracks that have stood out to me that I enjoy, Solo.
Solo is great.
I like Solo a lot. It's great. I like a lot of the skits and interludes in there. The Facebook story.
The Facebook story was funny, yeah.
There's a lot of things in there. One thing I have to applaud Frank Ocean for is that the fact that he's actually getting young people into listening to albums again in its entirety.
Exactly.
Which I think is very important in this day and age. iTunes culture, Spotify culture, YouTube culture allows us to pick and choose what tracks we like from an album and discard the rest of them, Whereas, with these 2 albums, I'm listening to it like it's a storybook.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's accompanied with a magazine, which I've also managed to, look at. Literally, basically that I enjoy what he's done. The fact that you know, when I listen to the album, I've got to listen to it in its entirety. There's many layers to the album so far. I've been listening to it with Genius, you know, Rap Genius as my accompanying friend, you know, to help me decipher what certain tracks are about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, I like doing that. So yeah, I think thumbs up to Frank Ocean for finally putting the album out. And yeah.
I tell you what I liked about it, he's making this album really special, like it's a collectible item with the whole Boys Don't Cry magazine, and the physical copy only has tracks that you don't have on the digital copy, which normally it's like the other way around in this day and age. And I like that, it's making it special, it's an event. It feels like a piece of art that you would go in an art gallery and watch, and I love that art synergy in music. It's great.
A lot of people did say that Frank Ocean is quite, I've seen like mixed reviews on his work, and some people say that he's quite overhyped.
Yeah, I've heard
and then
that a lot.
So I saw someone refer to the album being like, you know, like when you're hungry for like a long time and you have a plate of food and it tastes so good, but you don't know if it's just because you've been hungry for so long, or it actually is really good. And that kind of was an interesting way to put it, because I know he's been out of the game for so long, and he took long and ages to drop this album. I know so many videos and memes about it, so I'm kind of wondering, is it as great as everyone's making it out to be, or is it just because you haven't heard anything from him for so long?
I only listened to Channel Orange a year ago, because normally when stuff is overhyped it just puts me off.
Same, yeah. I don't listen. I have to wait for it to hype to die down before I actually then go and listen for it myself.
Yeah, but a good friend of mine was like, "Oh, you have to listen to Frank Ocean. You'd love it." Like, so shout out to Rachel. Like, she made me listen to it.
Big up to Rachel.
Yes, and I just loved it.
Hearing other people's reviews about an album means very little to me now, especially with Frank Ocean album, because one thing I have noticed is that this album very much is about himself, expressing himself, being yourself, you know, and doing what pleases you. I think that's one of the messages he's trying to spread across to the younger generation, you know, to accept who you are, be comfortable with who you are as well. And
such an important message in this day, especially in the Instagram model age and all this stuff. It just gets distorted.
I love the one where his mum is talking.
Oh yeah.
What it's called? Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah. And the message that she's putting out to people. I know, like, people have been tweeting saying that she's changed their life, or they're listening to Frank Ocean's mum. Like, they did have a lot of important messages in it.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
And I think we're going to find more as time goes on. I
remember Russell Simmons pointing it out as well, and I agree wholeheartedly that Frank Ocean's presence and the impact of his albums is now just as important for this new generation as Lauryn Hill's Miseducation was. In this generation, he's speaking for a lot of young people, you know, and the age that we're in right now. And yeah, I applaud that. You know, I applaud that he's definitely got that fire in his belly. You know, he knows what he's came for, and he's making a change, you know, with his music, I believe.
So guys, what do you guys think of the album? We want to know. Give us your commentary, give us your essay. I want to know your comments and your views. And do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? We want to know. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more debates.
And like our videos.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, what he said.
It could be your best friend when the boyfriend ends. So when you get a boyfriend, make sure